Alright, Table Rock, Sunday, April 29. A lot of people have asked when I posted about fishing the Ned Rig, or the Little Rig, or the Midwest Finesse Rig, what precisely that is. I just try to show what it is here. These are some of the baits you can use with it. The Elastec baits really work well. They last forever. I mean, hundreds of fish in some cases. They're super tough. They've got great action. If you use something like a piece of a Senko, if you've got some torn up Senkos, those will work for sure. If you get some on clearance, something like that, where you get a good price on them. But they do tear off after one or two fish, so you're going through them pretty quickly. That's the Zero up there. That's the Zinker Z. Those are both made by the same company, just under different labels. And that is the Z-Man Finesse Shad Z, which is a lot like a Yamamoto shad shaped worm. That's a bait that doesn't have any salt in it, doesn't throw quite as well or sink quite as fast as the half Zinker or half Zero, but it has its place. It's a little bit better swimming bait when they get on the shad. And these are the little heads. This one over here is the original Gopher that Ned Katie references in his blogs. That's the head he uses primarily. This is one from Outcast. Uses a little Gamakatsu hook. Both those are Gamakatsu hooks. These are a couple of homemades button head top hooks. Got a little bit of a cable weed guard on it, just enough to keep you out of a few things, keeps you out of some brush. Works pretty well around dock cables, just to keep you out of just a little bit of things where an open hook will stick in it. If you're fishing plain gravel, open hook's absolutely the way to go. Plain chunk rock without any wood cover, that's the way to go also. Basically, this rig is half of that bait. So you take your bait right there, find your halfway point, and there's your worm for it. Run that just straight up on your little head. I like to use a little bit of super glue with it. The blue super glue gel works much better than anything else for that. You can also use these little heads that have a barb, screw them up. Even when you screw them on there, I still like to use a little super glue with it. If you use a head like this that has a barb on it, you'll notice this one doesn't have any barb on the collar at all. It doesn't have a collar at all. It's collarless. These heads that have that collar with that barb on it are a real pain sometimes to get that worm up on, and then to keep it on also. You end up with a worm that hangs loose and flaps, which also has its place, but I like it uptight to it. That way you get a little less line twist. When you lift up on the bait, it doesn't feel like a fish has it. You know whether a fish has it or not. It'll stretch and pull down a little bit on its own anyway as you fish it. You can let it flop around like that. Ned likes to let it flop around like that. Just personal preference, I don't down here. I have fished it that way some in northern Missouri, and it works pretty well that way, but not so much at Table Rock. Anyway, that's the basic little rig. You can use variety of colors, variety of heads, play with things to see if there's something that works better on any given day, just like everything else. And you can make it fit what you do. If you use it just to catch a couple keepers on the way in. I stopped here this afternoon, just outside the dock, and in the last hour I had 2 keepers and probably 6 or 7 shorts on it. It's great for that. You want to start a day with it, try to get 4 or 5 keepers real quick. It'll do that for you. If you're just having a tough day and you want to catch one, any size, it'll do that for you also. It doesn't fish fast. It fishes best slow, and you have to take that in mind and realize that if you're fishing a 50-yard stretch of bank, it may take 20 minutes to cover it. Not really a target bait, but or a speed bait at all, but it sure does work. It sure does catch keepers at Table Rock.